Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jake, your main host, founder, and CEO of College Football Red Zone, reporting in for you guys here on a beautiful Sunday night. Definitely wanted to take some time here, like getting away from that typical battle rhythm, to kind of do our very first channel update, I guess, in the Young Channel's history when we first like launched this channel back in July. First and foremost, definitely want to appreciate your guys' support and definitely really appreciate you guys really accepting me with open arms, like so to speak, right? That definitely means a lot, whether it's that support is on Twitter or whether it's on YouTube or on the Twitch platforms. Those things do like really matter to me, right? But what I wanted to really talk about here in this channel update, I wanted to go ahead and touch on really like three main things. First and foremost, I want to talk about really the elephant in the room. If you've been paying attention to, what happened last Saturday, as well as kind of what I've been tweeting about over the course of Sunday, really addressing that elephant in the room. And then secondarily, I do also want to talk about, what is the general plan for this for the rest of this season as we get into the regular season, as well as what we have planned for the off season, right? So I definitely want to get into all of these things here tonight. So if you're new, if you like the plan like for the future, and you really want to be a part of that, definitely let me know by liking and hitting that subscribe button. For those that have already liked and subscribed, you guys are on A1 since day one. I genuinely appreciate that. But with that being said, I want to go ahead and jump into it, right? I really want to get things started here. Really, the most important thing in terms of talking about the elephant in the room and what happened on Saturday. So, for what happened on Saturday, for those that are aware, what we usually do on Saturday is we will basically like we sit down like every Saturday. And it's really creating that collegiate version of NFL Red Zone, where I'm taking you around the country for critical drives that could lead to touchdowns, or tuning in more closely to these games that are really close in the fourth quarter. Essentially, really creating that same drama from NFL Red Zone and bringing it to the college football landscape. That's really the biggest reason why we started this channel. So what happened was, like, it was around, I believe it was like 4:30 to 5 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. So we've already been streaming for 4 to 5 hours at this point on Saturday. What happened was is that YouTube took the stream down. That was not something that happened. That was not within my control. YouTube decided to take the stream down because like it violated a community guideline. That's what happened in terms of, that was what my understanding was when I reviewed what happened. Now, why that's a little bit frustrating for me on my end is for multiple for three reasons, right? So first and foremost, what we did before even the season started, leading into really before we even launched the channel, and really hard launched it, is I did a few test streams. And in one of the test streams, what I did was I had audio playing in the background. It was during the course of the College World Series, and I used that as a baseline to see if what I would be able to do in college football red zone would that fly during the course of the regular season. And when I did that test stream in terms of during the course of the College World Series, I didn't run into any issues at all. Not when I was actually doing the original stream, and also not after the fact either. Like, there wasn't anything flagged in terms of violating any policy. So that's why it led to my belief that what we wanted to do during College Football Red Zone Saturdays, we would be okay, because we did that firm test during the off season to make sure that we would be okay and to make sure that we would be fine. So the regular season begins. We've done our college football red zone live streams throughout the course of the regular season. This hasn't been every week because, life happens, but throughout the course of the entire regular season, we have never ran into any issue. And mind you, we were 9 weeks into the regular season at that point, 2 months of college football action happening, and we didn't run into any issues whatsoever. And then last Saturday happened, and for the first time, we had that issue come up where we did have that issue come up where it was taken down because of those community violations. again, my format for the streams are always the same as they were for the stream that I did on Saturday, where we would kind of do an intro. I would show you guys a preview and kind of do a quick dive into every game that we're going to watch, over the course of the noon window, the 3:30 window, and any games that we weren't going to be able to watch on College Football Red Zone, but are notable games. We also touched up on those too. And then, of course, you see the custom score bug that I designed. And I want to really alliterate this. It's a one-person show here on College Football Red Zone. So the custom graphics that you see in the live stream, as well as the production itself, like in the entertainment value, it is a one-person show. Like you are looking at the only person that is behind College Football Red Zone, right? So for the first 10 weeks that happened. And here's the third reason why I was frustrated by YouTube's decision to take down the live stream, right? And if I could find a tweet about this, I saw this before the season started, but what's happening for the NFL, like starting this season, is that YouTubers are able to commentate and like react to the games live for the first time, like over the course of the NFL season. And the NFL, like it's primarily broadcast over on CBS and Fox, which is notable because college football also happens to be on CBS and Fox. So what my question is that not only was YouTube, allowing these NFL YouTubers to really do a similar thing that we were doing over on our end, but they were actually able to show the games live because maybe do like the NFL and YouTube work something out. I don't know, like the specifics. But with that being said, so the NFL YouTubers were able to do what I was doing and then some. Why would I, as a college football YouTuber, not be allowed to do something similarly less? And again, I don't know if it's going to make it into this video. But if I can find a specific tweet that allowed that, I'll definitely put it up here. If not, I'm sure like somebody else will be able to like look it up after the fact, or I'll put it down in the as a pinned comment afterwards. But that's really the main reasons for my frustration. We did the test in the off season. We didn't run into any issues. We had the same format over the course of the regular season. We haven't ran into any issues there. And then of course, after the fact, like the NFL guys are doing more than what I'm doing, and the NFL guys aren't running into any issues that I'm doing. So, maybe it's like a channel size issue. I don't know what's happening there. So, what does that mean for College Football Red Zone live streams going forward? So, for right now, like for this upcoming weekend and probably next weekend as well, we're gonna take like those Saturday live streams off the table. And we're doing that for a couple of different reasons. Secondarily, we're going to look for an effective workaround for both in the short term and the long term. In the short term, what I am thinking about doing is instead of showing having the like audio from the broadcast themselves, like from these major TV networks. And I saw that it was suggested either on Twitter or in like the YouTube live chats, maybe like getting the radio broadcast and playing that audio instead of the major broadcast audio. That could be an effective workaround. That's something that I certainly am going to look to explore over the next couple weeks. But more importantly, my son did get seriously hurt. And I feel like it is more important for me at this time to like focus on his health instead of me like streaming for like hours at a time, like on college football Saturday. So, if you can, I don't know what your guys' religion is by any means, but if you can pray for like my son's safety and for my son's recovery, don't want to really get into the specifics at this time. I would genuinely appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So that's what we're going to be looking at from the short term is maybe doing those radio broadcasts. What I also want to do in the long term is start reaching out to these these companies that are broadcasting, and maybe it's also including like reaching out to the conferences themselves and getting those that express written consent to be able to show those games live, so that we could enhance college football red zone live streams for the future. And that's something that we ultimately wanted to work towards anyways. But with that being said, that feels like a good, long-term thing to work towards. And maybe we need to get a little bit more support here on the channel in order to make that happen. But, at the same time, I want to be able to give you guys as best of a product and a best entertainment value on Saturdays while still being compliant. And if what we're doing is no longer workable, then I'm going to find an effective workaround. Now, in terms of what we have planned for the rest of the regular season, at least while I'm furloughed, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm a federal worker. I've been furloughed for the last month. That's just been how it's been for me. Like for the last month, we're going to continue to do CFP eliminators. We're going to continue to do the live streams where we are going to predict every game that happens during a weekly window. We're going to continue to do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, from this point on, we're going to react to the CFP rankings and look at it from the spectrum of what do we have over on Red Shirt Sports, because I am a ballot voter on Red Shirt Sports. We're going to look at it from that spectrum and, of course, preview the top games that are happening that week, all of those top 25 matchups that are happening over the course of that particular week once those CFP rankings do officially come out. Finally, in the offseason, there's probably isn't going to be as much posting from me in the offseason. I do have a couple of things in mind, such as releasing a maybe like a final like ranking for the year, like 1 through 136, and kind of diving into why I ranked these teams or where I ranked from a 1 through 136 perspective, doing things like that. Once we get into like closer to like the springtime, doing like a first look deep dive where we do similar if you watch like the franchise guy who does NFL content, he does like a deep dive series where he does like a 1 through 32. I want to do something like that for the channel and give like a quick deep dive of all 136 teams at the FBS, as well as give like a little record prediction, like do like things like that. But generally, we're not going to be posting as much in the off season. But that's what we have planned currently. Again, appreciate you guys sitting through this channel update. Really sorry about what happened again on Saturday, but that was out of my control. I'm gonna find a way to work around that so that I can give you guys a entertaining product that you guys can genuinely enjoy on Saturdays while still being compliant in the short term, and then finding ways to enhance for the long term, as we're thinking about getting to a point where we're starting to gear up towards 26, where there's some things that I did like for the College Football Red Zone live streams that I enjoyed and I definitely want to keep doing. But there's also some aspects that I definitely want to improve moving forward, that I'm hoping that we can make happen, right? So again, appreciate you guys sitting through. If you're new, you like the vision of this channel, definitely like hit that like button, hit subscribe. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Hopefully you guys are all out there having a good night. Take care, everybody.